Hi, I'm Marguarite Gooden, and I'm actually a native Arlingtonian. Grew up here in Arlington and attended from first grade on through high school in Arlington Public Schools.
Where?
Went away to college and came back and have been teaching in Arlington for 36 and a half years. Actually, 17 years in the classroom, and the last then 2 years at the central office as a specialist, language arts specialist for at-risk students. And then
Where were you teaching at first?
I taught, my first year teaching was at Abingdon Elementary School, first and second grade combination. And then the next year I moved to Patrick Henry Elementary School, and I was there for 12 years. And I taught every grade except kindergarten. My favorite grades were 5th and 6th grade. And as a result of that, I became very interested when Arlington moved from junior high schools to middle schools. And I became part of that group of teachers who worked to make that transition. And so I taught 7th and 8th grade at Jefferson for a year. After that, I went to central office, and after that, I had finished my master's degree in education leadership, and I became a coordinator or a part of the project called New Directions that was a pilot project at Wakefield High School in 1992.
And why was that started?
It was a pilot project for students who were highly disruptive in the school and had been parts of a gang, and so they wanted to separate those students and give them a different learning environment for two reasons: to make the general school population a little less, a little bit more conducive to learning, but then concentrate on meeting the needs of the students that had been experiencing some disciplinary issues. And I have always been very interested in students and work well with students who kind of operate against the grain in a sense. And so I did that for a year, and at the end of that year I was appointed as the assistant principal at Key Elementary School. And I worked there for 3 years, and then from there, Abingdon for 1 year, and then the position of administrator for the New Directions program became available in 1997, and I have been there ever since. So 36 and a half years in Arlington Public Schools, and with a lot of different opportunities made available to me.
So tell us some of the ways in which this New Directions program differs from a regular high school.
Well, for one thing, it's very small, and Arlington has always been on the cutting edge, Arlington Public Schools, and the New Directions program actually grew out of that pilot project at Wakefield High School, and it became an alternative high school program where it actually students that from all three of the high schools that were having academic and disciplinary issues and were involved with the court system had an opportunity to come to a short-term school setting, and we provided an opportunity for them to get back on track. And that was back in it actually started in 1995. And I was not a part of the initial opening, but in 1997, the person that was then the administrator over that program moved on, and I was always interested and had a vision for the program. And since 1997, it has truly evolved into a very high-quality academic program for high school students who are involved with the juvenile court system. And over those years, I have established an excellent relationship with the court services unit, probation officers, and the juvenile judges. We've had lots of successes working as a team and with our collaborative effort to meet the needs of students who are having lots of disciplinary and academic issues in the large comprehensive high schools. The school cannot house more than 35 students at any one given time. But they're there. I've had some students from 9th grade to 12th grade. When they have met all of their graduation requirements, they are allowed to participate in all the senior activities at their home schools and actually walk across the stage with their homeschool class and receive their diplomas. So my teachers are Arlington Public School teachers, certified, and so we are like the best kept small public-private school setting in the county. We have a lot of successes in working with parents and students, with the Department of Human Resources, as well as the juvenile court system, and really trying to help kids get on track, get their lives turned around socially and emotionally as well as academically. And very challenging. Every day is a new and exciting adventure, and but well worth it, and lots of, as I said, lots of successes that my staff and I can be very proud of being a part of.
Can you talk about any of the successes without naming any names or anything like that?
Oh, sure. Actually, 2 days ago, I had a student that actually graduated in 2009, and it was a young lady. She came to us as a 9th grader, and she was actually notorious. She had just her name, when I mentioned it to the middle school principal, his response was, "Oh my gosh." I woke up one morning and saw on the news, actually it was the 11 o'clock news, we turned on the 11 o'clock news, and there she was, flashed on the news where she had been caught trying to steal a car. This young lady was bright as anything, and it took us 3 years with a lot of intervention from courts, from DHS, from me, a lot of disciplinary actions from me, but she actually graduated as one of our top students by the time she got to be a senior, and she spoke at our end of the year graduation. Went on to work for an insurance company. She has taken a few classes at Nova. She's now a shift manager at a very nice restaurant in Arlington, and she came back to tell me, if it hadn't been for you and all the things you put up with and went through, I would not have been as successful as I've been. And she reported that she named some other students. She said every student who has left this program without graduating regrets it. And she said, I've talked to many of them. And I couldn't believe it. And she was talking to some of the current students and saying, you need to hang in there, do it, You might not like it, do what she says, do what the teachers tell you. This is your best chance. This is one of the best schools. And it was just unbelievable that when we saw her, she's beautiful. She's lost about 60 pounds.
Wow.
Just really got her life on track. And she's the most current, but there have been others who have come back and gone to college, said thank you so much for hanging in there with us. It was tough. We thought you were horrible at the time, but everything that you tried to teach us and share, we're grateful for that opportunity because now life is so much better. So she stands out.
Yes. Oh, that's great.